Hi everyone, this is Allie from Dice Drop Evolution. We are here to warn you that in Astoria Cybernetic Medical Technology facilities, there's discussion about, but it's not limited to, visual imagery of body horror, child abuse, child harm, mature situations, and acts of violent aggression. Please listen with caution, but also enjoy the show. Thanks everybody.
Hi, everybody. It's your favorite girl, Elena, here to play your favorite water witch, Remy.
Hi, guys. My name is Kyle. I play Oswald.
Hi, I'm Allie. I play River, and I will also be your game goddess. Let's get this show started.
Okay. So, cell phone starts ringing.
Franklin reaches into his pocket and retrieves a cell phone from it, bringing it up to his ear. He taps a button on the way up and says, "Franklin Mills."
Franklin, it's wonderful to hear from you. Did you get there safely?
"I did. I'm standing outside."
Oh, wonderful. No one really has been there for a while, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's a mess in there. Hans and the plague doctor, no, he's never given me a name. I don't really care. They have been having some issues with Joy. They can't seem to get her to power up. Last time I talked to them, it seems like they had kind of a breakthrough, but I'm not really sure how credible that is.
"I'm sure that I would be able to retrieve what is needed."
That's perfect. That's why I brought you here. I do need you to note, just if you have the time to do it while you're there. If you realize you don't have the time, it's fine. I'll have someone go out there and look. But all of the cameras that I had around the building have been turned off randomly, and they said that it was a breaker in the actual building, but I don't think that's correct. I think something happened. I'm not 100% trusting of them, if that makes sense.
"Very well. I shall do my best to examine them when I get the chance. My primary mission, though, is Joy, as I've understood."
Yes, you understood perfectly. Thank you so much, Franklin. You can make yourself home there. You can have a good time. Please be wary that the first 3 floors are full of the others. So be careful. They are locked up from what I know, but something tells me you'll be just fine.
"I have no concerns of them.
All right.
Thank you."
Wonderful. I will let you go.
Then the scene, the phone hangs up. The scene kind of goes away from the man. It's bird's eye view to the building 13-9 that is housing all of the horror mutants and and Joy Hadley, along with her 2 doctors. Then we're going to switch into the actual hospital room in which Joy is asleep in the bed again, right after you guys put her back into being Joy, even though she's, like, as River, very aware of what's going on. So, your phone starts ringing.
I answer it.
Hi.
Hello?
How is Joy?
She's very good. Can't complain.
Okay, well, Franklin is literally walking up right now. So, as you know, he is our behavioral specialist. So he is going to be giving Joy a nice little jolt, and maybe we can get what we need out of her then. Okay?
I don't think
Now-
so. This is not a good time. Not a good time.
Well, here's the thing. You don't really have a choice. You
Mm,
know, now you can either watch him do whatever he needs to do with Joy, or you can go up and play with her. I don't really care, but something tells me she will kill you a lot quicker.
are you sure about this?
Yeah, actually, I am. I know her kind. I know what she's like. I know your kind. I know what you're like.
Hans has like a little smile on his face because he knows something that she doesn't know.
So, those are your options.
And at that, you two start hearing footsteps coming from down the hall.
They are the sound of soft-soled shoes clacking at an even pace, seemingly never missing a syncopated beat as they move down the hallway.
As you move down the hallway, Franklin, you start seeing, like, the walls, nothing looks sanitary in this place at all. The walls kind of have this, like, almost moist look to them. There is the tiniest scent of formaldehyde going through the air. A lot of the tiles on the floor actually seem to be, like, broken and moved away from what their original spots should be. And there are several different lab rooms, but there's only one that they're in, and the one that they're in is the only room that's actually, like, lit up by different computers and technology.
Franklin would take a moment to kind of chew on the scenery. He looks around, just kind of basking in the rundown state of it all. He reaches a finger out and touches the wall, pulling away whatever is on it and rubbing it between his fingers before giving it a taste.
It's a little slimy. It's very, very, like, it has a very viscous feel to it. It also kind of has, it's clear, but it kind of has, like, a weird yellow twinge to it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you taste it, it's kind of, like, musky and rusty. It, like, has a little bit of the flavor of a little bit of blood, but it's not like it tastes almost like a rusty penny.
Rusty penny.
Very good. After taking his moment to taste the walls, he would continue down the corridor towards the door that I assume has some lights and things coming from it.
Yeah. So keep in mind, the room is completely dark. The only thing that is lighting it up is, like, the three different, like, heart monitors, the things that are basically keeping Joy alive in whenever she's put back into this dream state before she can wake up again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he would head his way towards that, just with the soft light of the monitors kind of coming through, and make the turn to see who I assume to be Hans and Plaguey, I suppose.
Plaguey. Would you describe Franklin to us of what they are seeing once you turn that corner?
Sure. So this would be not what Joy is seeing, I would imagine, correct?
No, it's just what Hansi and Plaguey are seeing once you turn the corner.
So turning the corner, you would see dressed in a... he's still in this kind of tailored suit, but you can see that as opposed to the standard head that one would expect of a human, you see pale blue skin stretched across a hairless skull, and very little in the way of musculature, looking very much kind of gaunt, but where one would expect a mouth to be. Instead, what you see is a cacophony of writhing tentacles that drip down kind of from the jaw of Franklin, and they move kind of on their own accord, feeling around, touching the air around them. You see, instead of where eyes would normally be, you see orange lit, unblinking eyeballs that stare back at you. The skin on his hands also has this pale blue, and around him there is this aura of what could be described as an inky darkness that moves with him as he enters the room.
What are you guys doing?
It's already written that Dr. Hans is not like Franklin. Sees him as a little twerp. So he looks at him and goes, Franklin.
Hans, it's wonderful to see you.
Did you do something different with your hair?
Did you do something different with your body odor?
That's the exact noise that comes out of Dr. Hans.
Reggie just chuckled a little bit while eating a bowl of mac and cheese.
He walks over to Franklin, takes off his glove, and smacks him with it across the face.
I forgot when Troy's asleep, they're like this. I forgot.
he would take the slap, and you can't really see any expression due to the tentacles that hang down here. But if you could, the kind of the twinge of the cheek shows a smirk, knowing that he hit a nerve.
Now, Matthew, as Franklin, you do have the choice to do what you need to do while Joy's asleep, or they can wake her up and she be awake for everything.
Well, so, I think more than anything, Franklin is a specialist with communication and trying to pull things out. So I would suppose he would want her awake for this, if needs be.
So you two will have to wake her up and somehow mask Franklin's whole appearance. Unless you just want it to be River. Unless you just be like, just make her River.
Oh, good.
No, I think we don't want him to know that we're planning something. So I think what Hans is gonna do is be like, fine, and snaps his fingers, and he looks like good old Nurse Denver. But you can tell that it's not a very strong spell. However this magic, inside out world works. You can tell it's not very strong. You can tell that, the people are there, but, the environment looks exactly like where they are. But can he tell that is the question.
So once you put everybody in the illusion state, everyone knows that they're in the illusion state and they have the appearance in their head of what they actually look like. But once Joy gets herself out of the illusion state, none of you actually are aware until she indicates, hey, this isn't correct. So...
Okay, because I was wondering if I could have it be, for her, she knows, that she's in control, but we're just doing it as, a front. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Would he be able to tell that it's
he would
only...
need to okay, you need to do a performance check, and he needs to give me an insight check if that's the case.
All right.
Okay. If anything, I know the exact perfect lie that I need to do in order to get
18 for my insight.
Oh, Jesus. I got a natural 20. You want me to send you a picture?
No, I believe you.
Oh my God. Look at that. What do I say? My dice always roll well for the first, 3 times. And then they're we're done.
Okay. So, yeah, because of that, you don't really care what's happening for the most part.
Okay.
He's kind of just, there for one task, and he knows that task he's there for. He could care less what you're doing.
Okay.
And I'm going to guess that's kind of what Franklin is about.
Yeah.
He's just this is my task. I don't care.
He has a mission, and everything outside of that mission is absolutely superfluous.
Yeah.
Okay. So then
So you do have the choice of going to Avery, or you can watch him play in Joy's mind.
I would like to watch him for a little bit and
Okay.
just to see like that he doesn't suspect anything, and then I'm gonna go get Avery because I do believe it is time to start busting out of here.
Okay, so Plaguey, are you doing the same thing?
What was that?
Are you going to just like check on Avery, or are you going to watch Franklin mess with Joy's head for a bit?
I feel like I'd go with checking on Avery.
You're gonna go check on Avery?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're going to so you step out of the room, Plaguey steps out of the room. Are you going to tell Hansi that you're gonna go check on Avery while they're doing that?
Yeah, like I'll sort of like whisper it so that Franklin doesn't hear.
Okay. So, and you're okay with this, right, Hansi?
Yes, I am perfectly okay with this.
Okay, so Plaguey leaves, and we will go to that when I need to go to that. And we are now in the just hospital very loosely. It's very gross in here. Of Joy basically asleep. Now you will notice one thing, like when you actually like look at Joy, Matthew Franklin, is that she's obviously not been being fed well. She has been in here for about almost 2 weeks. Her face is a little bit sunken in. Her skin, which you assume was already super pale, is almost like translucent at this point. She has bags under her eyes. Her lips are chapped. Like she hasn't been taken well care of.
Well, that's going to make things more difficult, I'm sure.
So, I'm going to have, let's see something. I love this. Hansi. Give me, I'm trying to decide if it's a stealth or I'm trying to figure it out. I guess it'd be +5 anything. Deception. Do you give me a deception to do, because you're not really trying this hard as you first did on the illusion.
No.
Okay, so give me a deception roll to show me how good or bad the actual deception roll is. It was bad.
Oh, that's a 4 + 5. That's a 9. So nonchalantly, like, checking his nails, but his nails are, like, super long and creepy.
So what happens is, Franklin's skin goes from, like, the blue color to, goes to, like, a pale color, but it still has, like, a little bit of a blue twinge in it. Like, if he goes into the right light, like, you'll definitely be like, that's not correct. That's a little bit uncanny valley. His eyes look like human eyes, but they're still, like, orange. And his lips are, like, a weird purple color. Like, you did not do well on this at all. You were just like, eh.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And the scene it flashes to the nice illusioned medical ward, and right then,
except every once in a while some ichor drips down the walls, it's standard.
It's normal. It's not great. Hansi did not do his best work here. It was very half-assed.
It's typical for him.
So, how are you going to wake Joy up? Either one of you.
I would imagine that I'm making it look like I'm like putting drugs in her system, and that's how she wakes up, like how we've been doing it.
Okay, so you're drugging. You are drugging her with some form of adrenaline.
Yeah.
So you put it in her IV. And like the shot in the IV, and you immediately see like her hands start twitching, and she wakes up, and she's just like, "Oh, what was that? Oh, I had a really weird dream." And she looks up and she sees like this weird looking guy. Like he doesn't look 100% like human, but she's just like, I've seen weirder things in this place. Right. And she looks over at Nurse Denver and she goes, what's going on?
Oh, what was his name? Who's Kyle's person's name?
We call
Dr. Collins.
Dr. Collins.
They're like, Dr. Collins had to just step out. Well, right a second, dear. It's okay. This is, and then I look at him.
Dr. Franklin Mills, behavioral specialist. It's wonderful to meet you.
And I lean into her and I go, you can call him Shirley.
Joy looks over at you and she just goes, what? What's going on?
Shirley.
I feel like whenever I do something bad in here, I get punished, and I don't want to. Why exactly is he here?
And I look over at him.
I'm here to
you
talk
have the choice. You do have the choice, Hansi, to like lightly slap her to turn her into River, or you can just be like, nah, this is your Joy. This is more interesting. That's all on you.
I want to try to come up with a way for her to like know that he's lying. Like I'm trying to think of something that she would know. Like yeah, this isn't. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think. Like for her to know that this is all a ruse.
Well, she told you in the last one that Skag was in. She told you, hey, just let me be. If you just let me be me, I'll do a great performance for you. And you were like, yeah, that's not this fun. And then you turned her into Joy. So this is on you at this point.
Okay. I got. So I'm gonna like turn to her and I'm gonna say, like, oh, and then I pinch her really, really hard, but make it look like I'm like holding on to like her arm. Like just pinch her really hard to like get out and be like,
do a sleight of hand for that, and then I'm going to roll a d20 to see if I...
Ooh, that was good. That's an 18 plus 5. Okay.
Mine was a 15 plus 13, so you may have done something.
So when I pinch her really hard and I go, oh, he's just here to make sure that the medications are working properly, not a real doctor.
So the moment you do that, you see her eyes, like, go from, like, that fake brown color that you made them. Like, they have, like, this hue of purple around them. And her voice audibly gets a little bit deeper, and she's just like, oh, really? That's what we're doing.
Yeah, he's just here to check on the medication and make sure that they're all working and see if you need to change any. And basically, like a therapist, but not really. Didn't go to medical school long enough for that, apparently.
She's like nodding her head. And she goes, yeah, okay, but he's going to check on my behaviors too.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
She takes your hand and like lightly slaps it, but it's not like a nice slap. It's like an ow. It like stings you a little bit, and she lets you go. And she goes, "Hi, I'm Joy."
Franklin would is there a reasonable chair in the area?
Yeah, there is.
Okay. Franklin will grab a chair, obviously oblivious to this. Pulls up the chair next to the bed and seats himself in a very stilted manner, clasping his hands in front of himself on his lap, and he says, "It's a pleasure to meet you, Joy. I've been looking forward to this for quite some time."
Really? That's interesting. Okay, yeah, let's talk, I guess. And she like gets up, and I guess she sits like at the end of her bed, and she's just like looking back at Nurse Denver, like, "Are you staying? Are you going? What's going on?"
And then I'll just be like, "Have fun. I'll be back," and then like backs out of the room.
Do a perception check for me real fast.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a 7 plus 5. probably don't notice anything.
No, but if you did notice, you would have seen River giving you the eyes as you leave. Like, what are you doing? I hate it here.
All right.
Okay, so now I'm going to have to start doing fucking deception rolls for you. Okay, that was a 17 plus 6, so we're good right now. So Joy's looking at you, Joy River. I'm not going to refer to her as River just yet, but it's definitely Joy.
Yeah.
Joy's looking at you. She goes, so what exactly do you want to talk about?
Well, there are several things in your history that could be contributing to your current situation. I'm here to evaluate whether those things could be helpful to you to understand, helpful to you to be better.
Oh, better. Okay. Yeah, what exactly do you want to know? I'm an open book.
Wonderful. I'm very happy to hear that. I was hopeful that you would be willing to work with me. Would you like a glass of water?
You know, I'm fine, but thank you for asking.
Perhaps a light snack?
Yeah, okay.
A pickle, perhaps?
No. Her voice goes up a few octaves, so I'm going to do deception. That was another 17. We're good. No. I don't think I'm into those. I don't think I like pickles too much.
Very well. What would you like then?
If you have like a granola bar or something, that wouldn't be horrible.
Franklin is going to reach into his inner suit pocket, so right hand into the left inner coat pocket, and he is going to pull out a package of Fig Newtons.
Oh.
And he will sit them next to her on the bed. Be my guest.
Oh, God, I don't trust these. As the DM, I don't trust these.
As a player, I don't trust those.
Yeah, I don't trust those either.
I know you're probably doing it because I said she hasn't been well taken care of, but that's the... She'll grab it and mess with the packaging a little bit, and she'll be like, yeah, so let's answer some questions.
Please eat.
Oh, okay. I guess I will. She slowly opens them. She's gonna look in the hallway for Nurse Hansi. You're not there. She's stressed.
I slowly peek my head back in. I didn't go really anywhere. I just kind of stepped out, but slowly peeking my head back in.
Knock on the wall or something so she can throw them. So she puts it up to her mouth and she goes, yeah, these look great. And she I guess does a small nibble of it. It's super small, very faint.
Yeah. And I'm watching. The people who peep their head around the corner and then there's 5 more on top of them. That's exactly how I'm looking right now.
So she's like, this is great, thank you. So how would you like to... I don't remember much, unfortunately. That's one of my problems, is I'm
here to help you with that.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Now, your memory seems to have gone a bit from what I understand looking at your charts. It's understandable that someone who has experienced as much trauma as you would have difficulties recalling things. Thankfully, I do not have such difficulties, so please take a moment and tell me about some of your earliest memories, Joy.
Well, I remember when I was in a bunch of foster homes when I was 10 years old.
He's going to be watching this entire time, trying to pick out any little emotions that shift or things that might be out of whack.
All right. So while I'm going to be telling you stuff, then I'm going to be asking you to be doing like perception rolls for me, and I'll do it like after every other mark.
So that was a 24 for the first one. But
okay, so when she starts talking about her time in the foster homes, you can see that she's actually she seems like genuinely happy to have been in some of the foster homes, and you can tell from all of what she's saying that she really does care about children and how they will grow up and how they will end up being in the future, because she had a shitty childhood and she doesn't really like to see other kids having shitty childhoods. But then she starts talking about one when she was 16, where her case manager actually had to move her to a group foster home because the father tried to sexually abuse her. And at that point, you see that she is a little bit scared. And she stayed at that foster home until she was 18, and they kicked her out.
So it would seem as though you have not had an easy time of it. I am sorry for your stresses that you have faced in the past. Well, one thing that I will always tell my patients after I talk to them is that going into trauma can be helpful. So please, take a moment and share with me perhaps a moment that you faced adversity, and how did you overcome it?
Adversity. Okay.
Adversity? Never been to that city before.
Adversity? I don't even know her. Oh God, it's really hard for Joy.
Even the crows outside are laughing at that one.
Right?
So she's just like, every day of my life.
Can you hear that?
I love your crows.
There's about to be a murder here.
So, you would have noticed by her talking about her foster homes, by the way, she didn't really think about this real fast, but Joy technically in this situation thinks that her father dropped her off here.
Right.
And you can do an intelligence check on that to see if can catch that.
That would be a 21.
So yeah, you caught that. That's on you if you want to say anything or if you want to just keep going.
I think Franklin would be interested in that. It's, a way that he can kind of knock her off balance a little bit. So, after she gets through with this, I think maybe then he would say, it's interesting that you speak about foster homes when your father dropped you off at this facility long ago. You were dropped off here by your father, were you not?
She immediately realizes her mistake. Fuck. Let's do a deception check. All right, so we're doing a shitty deception check. So she goes, oh yeah, I guess they did. These meds.
Perhaps are you being dishonest with me, Joy?
No, these meds just really screw with me sometimes, and the nurses say that I, always make up these stories and everything, and maybe that's what that was. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Well, the nursing staff here can be difficult. He glances over towards the door.
I thought you still there.
Sneezes.
I thought you were over with Avery. Did you come back down?
No, I am over with Avery.
Okay.
It's just that thing where, you sneeze when someone's talking about you. So
Yeah,
he just sneezes, as soon as he walks into Avery's room. He's like, oh.
Avery, bless you.
Thank you.
So...
Yeah, is Denver in the Denver Hans in the doorway still? Is she still peeking?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Still
Have you realized Joy's mistake?
Do you really think Hansi read the background on River? Honestly, do you think, I know me as the player did, do you honestly think that Hansi would read the file that Astoria gave him?
You told Joy yourself, oh honey, your father came and dropped you off.
You were the one who told her.
Hansi is a pathological
Matthew even is just like, you told her, I listened to the episode.
Just listened to it again last night.
You think that we're gonna have a memory of what we do?
We did this back in May.
Yeah, like this was a while ago.
Right.
Yeah, so
I don't even know what I had for dinner last night.
I feel like Hansi's just outside the door, just looking at his nails, just completely spacing out about what's supposed to be happening.
And then because I don't know, he made it seem like he left, so why would he want to try to say something?
Well, that's on you if you want to go get Pluggy. That's with Avery, or if
he's with
are
Avery
just
right
going
now,
to
he's
listen and
fine.
have this play out. Who
She
knows
has a
what's going to
plan.
happen? Matthew's a wild card.
So, as this is kind of continuing on this discussion of Hans in the hallway, Franklin will actually uncross his hands and stand up in a very stilted manner. And as he rises, how tall is River?
River is 5'2".
She's a short bean.
Yeah, she's a short bean.
Meanwhile, I want to say, since I cut out, because I couldn't hear you guys, so I don't know
sorry.
if you heard me. Because I did. I got out for a while. And
I saw that you were offline for a second, then you immediately came back online. I was like, all right,
I want to
don't worry about
say that Hansi has some form of I don't know, a lead pipe, a wrench or something, and is just waiting for the right moment to bash this dude's head in. He's been waiting for this forever.
Okay, so at this moment, while you stand up and you have a weird lead pipe that you got from somewhere,
Well, you know what I mean? He has something to smack over his head to
Yeah.
I guess it would be a clipboard. He has a clipboard that he would
Oh, that's
smash
gonna
over
do
his
some
head
damage.
to distract him so that River could go whatcha on him.
so we then move up to where Avery and Pluggy are, because this seems like a good transitional moment, and Avery just goes, "Bless you."
Thank you. I just kind of motion towards the cameras.
Yeah, they're off.
Well, I don't know.
I turned them off for you. You asked me to turn them off.
Yeah, but it is not something that I assume you just do.
Can you get me out of this goddamn straitjacket?
I go over and I take her out of the straitjacket.
Thank God. Jeez. She's just shaking herself out, and she goes, okay,
I pull out a bowl of mac and cheese from behind me.
she's, I'm lactose intolerant, no.
More for me.
Where did you get that? Actually, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
You see a small, dimensional hole close behind him out of view of Avery.
Okay, Oswald.
Hey, all of my characters have to have some sort of food-related power, okay?
So she's just totally ignoring that. She's seen a lot weirder things in her day. And she's just okay, what's going on? Because something tells me you wouldn't have gotten me so quickly if something bad wasn't happening.
I just wanted to come up here and chat.
Check what?
Chat, how's your day going?
Oh, chat. I'm locked in a cell. I just got out of a straitjacket. You've been torturing my niece and goddaughter. I don't know where my nephew is.
Anymore. Neither me nor Hansi do the torture anymore to her.
Okay, so is she
people.
So is she herself right now, or is she that minute piece of garbage that we all know is not correct?
Minute piece of garbage.
Jesus Christ.
I was wondering which one of you was laughing. I was like, was it Matthew? Was it Kyle?
It's all of us.
A minute piece of garbage. All right.
Yeah, well, I guess that's
Well,
her
now we
new
know how you
nickname.
really feel about yourself.
Yeah, right.
You guys already knew.
God, I'm so tired. Even the accent is hard to do. Fuck. No, she is River right now, but the person that she is dealing with does not know she is River.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure, yeah.
All right, let's roll for her. Okay, she's going to take your word for that.
Okay, good.
And she goes, so am I allowed to leave? What exactly is going on?
Not right now. I'm up here trying to make it look like I am, he puts like finger quotes up, dealing with you. But
dealing with me is breaking me out of this prison. Okay.
yes, which will happen eventually, but the Astoria sent yet another goon. So
Okay.
we're gonna have to deal with him.
Should I communicate with my goddaughter right now? Like, would that be smart, or should I
Probably
just...
not in this very instance, because they are talking at the moment. I don't know what he is doing, but I can't imagine it's something good. I don't know. If you can do it without raising suspicion.
Is he in her head?
I doubt it.
Okay, let's see.
To be honest, I just got a good look at him, and that's all I got. He looks kind of weird, but I don't know what he does.
All right. Okay. She's gonna let that go, and then we're just going to move back downstairs while you guys continue that conversation of wherever the hell that was going. So you just stood up, Franklin?
Yeah. Franklin unclasps his hands and stands up. He's not, an immensely tall man, but he is probably over 6 foot, so, quite tall for Joy.
Perfect.
Oh, God.
I know, right?
Because Dr. Hansi is a beautiful 8-foot tall.
I know.
Dr. Hansi starts creeping forward. But then he slowly turns from Nurse Denver into Dr. Hansi.
River's just sitting there and going, wow, you're tall.
Oh my God, I wanted to totally be like, wow, like, just like out loud, like after he like does like his whole monologue, like this can be cut out, but like, I want him to be like, wow, you're really tall, but he's taller, and then have him be like, what? And then I smack him with the clipboard.
No, we're not doing that just yet.
I know, but like, could you imagine like that's how it goes down? I laugh.
So River is just looking at you and going, wow, you're tall. And that's like literally, that's all that comes out of her mouth. She goes, why'd you stand up? And she looks over at Nurse Denver. Man, let's do a perception check if I notice Nurse Denver. I got a natural 20. She notices Nurse Denver. She's just like, no! No, stop what you're doing! You turn into Hansi and she's just like, this is a fucked up situation.
Okay. Does Franklin notice the glance?
Do a perception.
All right, let's see. That is a 7. No, he does not.
He's thinking about the mac and cheese that I had earlier.
Yeah.
He's like, how did he get that?
You see a small dimensional hole opens up above him, and like one single noodle of mac and cheese pops onto his head.
So, River just goes, wow, you're tall. Then looks over, sees Hansi, shakes her head like, don't do it. It's just letting this play out. And somehow this feels natural to her, like she's been in some form of a situation like this before.
And you just see like Hansi like with the clipboard ready to bash him with it, and then sees the like
I want you to know
from River, and it's like and then backs up.
The only thought that is going through River's mind right now is, well, this might as well be happening. So
So he will take a few steps forward now, having this kind of idea of her being maybe not completely honest with the truth, completely ignoring the 8-foot man creeping behind with a clipboard. And he will say, "Now listen to me, Joy. There are many things in your past that are very important to me, and I wish to understand them a little better." He is going to reach his hand forward towards her and rest it on her shoulder.
I hate that for me.
And he leans down in very close to her, and he says, "It would be beneficial if you were completely honest with me."
It would be beneficial if you had a mint. That was River. I couldn't help it.
No, that's fair.
I haven't played her fully in like almost 3 months now, and that just pulled out.
Oh my god. I think if she does that, Hansi knows it's fucking time to go, man.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
So Hansi rushes up and bashes him upside the head with a clipboard and then touches him for psychic vampirism.
No, give me, okay, 1, I'm going to need you to give me a fighting check. 2, I'm going to need Matthew to give me a toughness check. Let's see what
That is a nat 20.
Don't even bother rolling.
Good timing.
That's an 18 total. So I imagine I like smash him with it and he's like, oh, and then
The clipboard smashes and like splinters, and he just turns to you.
I touch him on his little itty bitty rat face, and I psychic vampirism his ass.
Oh god, what exactly are you doing?
So what I'm doing is I am trying to mentally drain the target's vitality to replenish your own. Some psychic vampirism is also insidious. The target does not feel or notice its effects until incapacitated by it. If the series features lethal damage, then draining targets past incapacitated leaves them dying. Psychic vampirism able to heal damaged conditions as well as fatigue. Jesus Christ, why can't I roll for this power?
Okay, question.
Yes.
Franklin,
I will homebrew whatever. I do
Franklin
not care.
has obviously has some sort of relationship with Hans in the past. Does he remember that this is a thing with his memory?
Give me a intelligence check.
All right, let's see. That
Do you
is
like how I keep saying doing these checks, but I know it's just you rolling a d20 plus 6.
Yeah, it's 21.
Yeah, you would remember.
Okay. Knowing that that's a thing, he's going to really try to get away from that if possible.
Okay, give me a actually, tell me, if we're doing plus 6, I'll make your dodge. Let me roll for your dodge real fast.
Thanks.
So I know it's fair. Okay, so you got a 23 dodge, so you would so I think you would be able to dodge your way out of that.
All right. So Franklin would try to, quickly step aside, like moving his hand back. And I mean, what does he have in his pockets that he could pull? I don't think he really carries much in the way of weaponry. Maybe a pen.
Oh, I have items in my pocket.
I'm sure you do.
I want you to know he has items in his pockets that the DM doesn't even know about. So this is going to be fun for the whole family.
Oh.
No, but I have items in my pockets that the DM does know about.
Do I?
Yeah. All those fucking syringes that causes shit to happen.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those. I probably should have given you those. So, you get out of the way, yeah. River at this point is just sort of sitting on the bed going like, this is a weird monster battle, and I don't have a phone to record it to prove to anyone that it happened.
She's like fumbling for a cell phone.
Also, Hansi, I'm gonna need you to give me just roll me a d20 real fast.
Uh-oh.
That's an 18 straight.
Somehow your illusion on on math is still there. Franklin is still looking kind of like a human. I don't know how you're doing that.
Because I'm a powerful ass warlock vampire. Woohoo!
Wow.
Pluggy, do you want to go downstairs, or are you just...
Oh, I guarantee you he hears some shit going on.
Yeah, you probably do.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I kind of look at, why can't I remember her name?
Avery?
Avery, yeah. It's gotta love ADHD. Can't remember things ever. Yeah, I look at Avery and I just kind of like...
Is everything okay? It doesn't sound like everything's okay.
I'm not entirely sure, and I mean, if you were to follow because you escaped, it wouldn't be the worst thing ever. So I just walk out of the room and go back down.
She was just like, fuck it, let's go. And she, like, actually leads you out of there. Like, you do not lead her. She walks in front of you.
Okay, well.
She's like, you said I could leave.
It's not like I work here or anything, jeez.
So she starts, like, going down to, like, where she knows, like, where River is, which this might be fun for the entire family gang. So Avery and Plague Doctor are going downstairs. So that means they'll be down the second. I am going to need, I guess, you two, I guess, Franklin and Hansi, to roll initiative, which I haven't said in a while.
Let's do it.
I'm not putting River in this quite yet. She's just watching, trying to look for something to film a monster fight on.
Is our initiative +5 too?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, 21 for initiative then. Or
Okay.
I guess, 22 actually, if it's +6 for me. Sorry.
I rolled a 13 +5, 18.
Okay, so you go first, Matthew. You do what you want.
I gotta be honest with you, I have no idea how to play this game.
Literally play it like D&D, except you don't have any like spells or anything. Literally tell me what you want to do. Like, I want to grab something in the room and try and stab them with it. I want to hit them. I want to do that. Literally just say that, and then I'll have you roll a fighting. That's literally all.
For instance, when Oswald grew 30 feet and punted an old man into orbit.
One of my favorites.
That was everybody's favorite. I think we were crying for 5 minutes.
I laughed so hard when that happened.
I would like to punt the old man.
I'm sorry, what?
Welcome to Dice Drop.
We like to punt old people.
All right, so looking around, what is quickly available to him? He probably has a ballpoint pen in this pocket. I know that, but is there anything else?
Around the room, there is like...
Oh, there's monitors, aren't there?
Yeah, there's monitors, there's bent pieces of metal. There is the IV that River is slowly taking out of her arm that no one's noticing because it's missing.
Oh, good.
There's a lot of things happening right now, and River is the most comedic one of this entire thing.
So, there's a monitor there. I think that monitor is going to try to, basically I'm going to try to turn that into a hat on Dr. Hans, if possible. I would like to pivot the monitor and turn it into a hat on his head.
I'm rolling.
He's quite tall, I know.
I'm rolling Dr. Hans's dodge and parry real fast. So Hans, your dodge is you have an 18 dodge.
Oh, I just rolled an 18, like on the die too.
Oh, good for us together. And you got 16 plus 5 on your parry.
Okay.
So whatever number that creates, that is your parry. So
21.
Okay, roll me a fighting check, Franklin.
All right, let's see how this goes. That is a 19 plus 6, 25.
You do that. Do you give me a toughness check, Hansi?
A toughness check? Okay. That is an 11 plus 5, 16.
All right, so you have 1 injury now because that hurt a bit for you.
Well, guess what? If I touch him, I get to get rid of that.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
First you gotta touch him. River, let's do a... Okay, so I got a thing on my stealth. 16, 17, 18. Okay, so River's like slowly getting up out of the room while this is happening, and she got a 24 on her stealth. If any of you want to try and roll a perception to watch her skedaddle.
I mean, I'll try. I'm currently making a hat, though.
Yeah, well, she did it at the most opportune time.
I don't see shit.
What about you, Hansi? You notice, or is your head? Because you may have noticed it split second before that thing hit you.
Before a monitor became a hat.
I think. Let me roll to see if I would notice her. Because I'm currently facing her, right? I'd be facing in her direction.
I think you two would be facing each other while River's kind of chilling on her bed. Like, this is weird.
If I came into the room and I hit him, and then I tried to touch him, so I'd be looking in the direction of where River is.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so that makes sense to see if I would try to notice her. Probably not. I rolled a 10 plus 5.
All right, well, River gets out of her room.
Good. I love that for us.
And she looks down the hall and immediately sees Pluggy and a woman that's like she's not like statuesque, she's still like a little bit shorter. She's around 5'5". She has like long brown hair. She also looks like she hasn't been like fed in a while. Her cheeks are a little bit sunken in, but she has very prominent cheekbones. They almost look very similar to Hood's cheekbones. It's very interesting. And she has these beautiful, like, almost lit up yellow eyes instead of, like, the other colors that there are. And she's just like, Joy! And she goes, I don't know you. And and she looks over at Pluggy and she goes, there's a monster battle going on in there, and I don't know how to fix the situation.
Yeah, I am going to... Unfortunately, try and do something.
Can you do that smoky thing that you do and try to just chill the situation?
I think I wouldn't be chilling the situation. I would be killing the situation.
Oh. He very much was giving me very bad vibes, and I was not a fan.
Well, you did kill the last person, so...
I did not kill him. He was incapacitated. I wanted to put him in a trash compactor. Y'all wouldn't let me.
Yeah, to be fair, Hans did kill... what's his face? It's not Carl, is it?
No, you killed Maxie. Or Lucian.
Yeah, I killed Lucien.
I think... So, as somebody that works in this, like... building, it would be a fair assumption that Plaguey would know the way out, right? And like not just the way out, but like the best way out for 2 escapees to go.
I mean, yeah, but like
we're moving your timeline up forward.
No, here's the thing. I'm going to be very honest with you and say that's probably not the best plan to do right now, but you can totally try.
Okay, well, I tell them to wait there for like a few minutes, and if I'm not back, like within, I don't know, a few minutes, then just I give them directions, and I'm like, go this way if I'm not back in a few minutes.
Hansi, I'm going to need you to give me another D20.
That is a 14 plus 5.
Your
19.
illusion is starting to falter, so you're starting to zap back into like the ugly, normal, decrepit thing. And River's looking around, going, "Yeah, that tracks. That tracks. Actually, this seems correct."
Can I try and like jump in and get like a surprise round and like try to knock Franklin out?
Give me a D20, my dude.
Why do I have to roll when I play tabletop games? I just want to do the thing. That's a nat one.
Let me do the
Very
thing.
surprising.
Never mind.
He immediately sees you. You are not stealthy at all.
There's a small dimensional hole that opens up, and an entire bowl of mac and cheese falls out of it and shatters on the ground.
I imagine we're like gridlocked, and he's in the middle of like trying to smash my face. Like he's like smashed my face in with like a monitor, and I like go like, "Bloody, come to my rescue!"
I run into the room and I trip.
And then I definitely like, and be like, "Never mind, Pluggy, I got to do this myself."
It makes a squeak sound when he hits the ground as he slides across.
I turn to River and Avery and I'm like, you did not see anything.
River holds up her hand. I definitely saw everything.
I really wish I killed you when I had the chance.
She gives you finger guns and goes, everybody does.
Okay, well, since that surprise round is over, I'm going to try and possess Franklin.
That's fair. I'm going to need you to give me... I'll just say you need to give me a fighting for this, and I'm going to need a will save from my guys.
That is a 9 plus 6
from me.
So 14 for me. Or
Okay.
no, 9 plus 6 is 15 as well. So
Okay.
Do you want to do a roll off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do one more.
One
more.
You want to make it just like straight up D20, or do you want to do
Yeah,
with the...
do straight up D20.
straight D20.
We'll see where this goes.
It
I got a
is
16.
16.
Okay. Try this again.
I swear to God.
I got a 13.
Okay. Well,
9.
you guys...
God.
Okay, well, I won, so I possess Franklin.
There you go.
So, right as you possess Franklin, you see like this like bright, almost looks kind of a little bit like fire, come out of the hallway. And this hellhound looking guy starts like running toward Franklin, and it's just covered in fire, and it immediately pummels him.
Immediately pummel Franklin.
Yep.
So that's the thing about the possession, though, is like anything physical happens to him.
Yeah, exactly. So basically what happened was you possessed him, which like stopped him from moving for a second. In the hall, Avery has fire elemental powers, and she used this she used this ability called Flame Creatures, and she basically used it to make a hellhound to basically just maul Franklin. And while she's doing it, she's just looking at her nails. She's just like, this might as well be happening. Like, this is fine.
Punch Franklin in the face with Franklin?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Do I have to roll for that?
Yeah, give me a fighting so I can see, because he already has 2 injuries because of this hellhound, and it's not looking good for him.
It's a 15.
It's a 15? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now he has 3 injuries. Give me a will save, Franklin. See how well you're doing, and then give me a fortitude save.
16 plus 6, so that is what, 23.
Mm-hmm.
And then what did you need after that?
Fortitude.
All right. 19 plus 6, so 25.
With that will save, does that mean that I get blue screened out of him?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're out of him, but this man is on fire right now, and the hellhound kind of dissolves into nothing while he's like still on fire.
Cool.
Yeah, I rematerialize behind Hansi, and I'm like, maybe we should go, or do you want to finish the job?
He just looks at the body of
I don't
Franklin
know
on
why
the
I asked.
floor.
Just finish the job.
Gets so excited, and it's just like, I believe I'll take a little bit of something that's meant for me, and then like touches with his really creepy long fingernail right on his eyeball, and then sucks some energy into his body.
So Sorry about that, Matthew. You're dead.
I'm sucking in a lot of
Yeah,
energy.
I mean, it's typical.
To be fair, I didn't know how you were going to die, so this was a nice surprise for everybody. So you see Avery like come into the room, and she looks around and then looks at River, and she goes, "This is where they kept you? This is where they kept you." And River goes, "Yeah, I guess so. I'm not really 100% sure, but that seems about right." She goes, uh-huh, and she looks over at both Hansi and Pluggy like she could kill you.
We didn't pick the location.
Are you yeah, but you could have at least like tried to clean it up. This isn't humane at all.
Oh, we're not in charge. This is everything that Astoria expects out of these kind of things.
Right then you hear a phone ring, and it's Franklin's phone, like in his jacket pocket. Poor dead guy.
I look at it and see who it says on the caller ID.
Astoria. It says Jeanette Astoria.
Cool. So Pluggy's gonna try something because, you know, illusion magic and all that stuff. He's gonna or yeah, Hansi, sorry.
Same thing.
Hansi is gonna try to do something because illusion magic and make himself look exactly like Franklin.
Okay. Give me a deception check.
Yeah, I figured. It's not that believable. That's an 8 + 5. So it looks exactly like Franklin, but then when he answers the phone, hello, Sharon.
Han,
Yeah.
why are you answering Franklin's phone?
Say it was because he like had to go take a shit but left his jacket here or something like that.
I got the perfect plan. He's currently in a meeting right now.
He would have his phone. He would answer his phone.
No, he specifically gave me his phone because I wanted to play the new Candy Crush game.
There's a death rattle.
I give dead Franklin like a nice little kick in the ribs to be like, shut up.
No, that's not correct at all. Am I going to have a lockdown?
By definition, you mean locking all of the doors, the windows, the bathrooms.
I grab the phone from Hans and I say, he is not in a meeting. Hans is trying to be respectful of him and say meeting, but he's really just taking a shit and he left his jacket in the room.
You realize that man is basically a Lovecraftian beast. He doesn't need to shit.
I don't think he would tell you anything about his bowel needs.
I'm pretty sure I know the biology of most mutants.
You know the biology of me? I'd like to know this.
You don't want to know what I know about
I currently lean back in and I go, he's currently in a meeting with death. And then I hang up.
Okay. If
I
you
call back and I'm like, by that, he had bad mac and cheese. Goodbye.
Alright, if that's what you guys are gonna do, you just made it 1,000 times harder on yourselves. Have fun, guys.
We knew we weren't gonna make it out of this alive.
So you immediately hear a huge alarm go out through the entire facility, and all of a sudden these bars come down, but the bars like look like they're rusted, like they haven't been used in a while, and they all just come down at once, and then you hear from downstairs just the unlocking of all of these cells that hold what your kind is known as the horrors, and things are about to get a little bit sticky. But good news is you got Avery out, so that's going to be great help.
Are the bars like on the windows or like just
bars
the door?
Are on the windows, bars are on all the exits, bars are on that secret tunnel system that you wanted to use, bars are on everything.
Okay, so I am
bars on bars.
I'm going to, if the room is still like able to be entered and exited. I'm going to
So the rooms are able to be moved around. Like, you are able to be move around in different rooms in the facility. You just can't exit.
Okay, I
It's
motion
under
for
lockdown.
River and Avery to come back in the room, and I'm like, this is not good. Get back in here.
River's like, what exactly is going on?
Just get in here. I will explain.
We have approximately about 2 minutes before we die, so I suggest we all get into the room now, please.
What exactly is going on?
Safe. Big nasty boys are roaming hallway.
You know how you think you're hot shit? Well, these guys are actual hot shit. They're about twice the size of your giant, hulking behemoth man.
Okay, well, I'm going to be honest. That's a little bit of a lie. Some of them are, some of them aren't.
So, Hansi doesn't like anything that he can't easily take down. So, anything to him is easily big, hulking, burp, burp, burp.
So, as everything turns, as all the bars go down, and everything is utterly silent, just a very faint in the background. You can hear it echo throughout the hallways. It's a small little child's giggle.
What?
And that's where we'll end it.
Gross!
Hey, I'm Matthew from AbyssalBrews. I am a home brewer and graphic designer. I make homebrew items, systems, monsters, all that good stuff with my illustrator buddy Fernando. You can find us at abyssalbrews.com as well as on Instagram and Twitter at AbyssalBrews.
All right, everybody, that is the end of the episode. If you aren't already, why not? You can follow us over on Twitter at dice_drop. That is the easiest way to contact us, to tell us how you feel about the show, ask your questions, or just talk to us. We're on there a lot. Allie, me, is the main one on there. However, Kyle and Elena pop in whenever they are free to. If you like what you hear and you want to help support us, you can also drop in at our coffee or our merch shop. Both those links are down below. Any support is a lot of support to us. We really, really, really appreciate it. And also, if you aren't already, why not? Follow our wonderful guest on this show, AbyssalBrews. Matthew is fantastic and is super talented, with him and Fernando making homebrew items for everybody in the TTRPG community, in the D&D community. Really, it's all great stuff. Top tier homebrewer. Anyways, if you aren't following them, you can follow them on Twitter at AbyssalBrews. And if you're wondering, the next episode is October 15th. We'll see you then, lovelies.
How, the only reason that they're not competing this year is because they have a drug problem. And then we were like, oh, what if back in 2010 they knew they were gonna have a drug problem? So then they decided to
They knew the sharks were gonna have a drug problem.
No.
This is how we make the end content, by the way.
No, that they were training their own sharks to be assassin sharks. That's where it all came from. And then we were like, okay, so now they're dropping these sharks because Russia has a lot of issues with the Middle East because Russia tried to take over the Middle East during
Don't we all?
Okay.
So you're saying Russian sharks are the reason why there's turmoil in the Middle East.
Hold on. So then they dropped them there to have them practice. And so what they were doing is that they didn't realize that their sharks also had a drug problem.
Oh, Jesus.
And so what they
Now
did
it all makes sense.
in order to get these sharks to be crazed and start attacking people for no reason is that the sharks were drug dealers. So the Russian sharks were drug dealing to the Egyptian and the Palestinian sharks in the Red Sea, and they were whapping them with their tails to chock them full of steroids, hormones, and all this other stuff. And then he was like, okay, and I was like, but they can't use their own Russian sharks because they're inferior to the widely known Egyptian shark strength. So what the Russians do is that
they like in the middle of Africa. Wait a second.
What is happening?
This is how we make the end content, if you're wondering.
So then the Russian sharks slap them and get them all chock full of hormones, make them super strong. And so then the Russians come in the middle of the night and try to take like little syringes, and they like take the blood out of the sharks, and then they go and they give it to their competitors, and then they just shot them full of it. But then like people started to like notice, like, oh my god, all of these shark attacks are happening. So they had to pull it out. But then they also had doing shit against the Chinese because they were trying to get ahead of the Chinese because the Chinese already have a killer assassin jellyfish program.
Doesn't your Twitter feed make a lot more sense now?
Yeah, I mean, I really thought about like the bees and everything. I was like, well, the bees thing's kind of weird and funny, but now that I'm getting some insight into the stream of consciousness, I'm learning so much.
Oh my god, I was laughing so hard.
Elena, this is giving me the same energy as Charlie Sheen's Tiger Blood, and I'm gonna need you to chill.
No, but like that was like a whole thing that we were talking about, and then like we were like
just because you were talking about it doesn't mean it's okay.
And then we watched another like shark attack like segment, and it was still on like. This was like over like the course of an hour, and then we flipped back. And it was the same. It wasn't Shark Week. It was on the History Channel, and then we flipped back to
the historical Shark Week.
Then we flipped back to the Russians playing up against France in fencing, and then we were like watching, and then like we saw like how fast they were moving, and we were like, definitely shark blood.
Jesus Christ.
There it is. There's the Tiger Blood moment. There it is.
My best friend's sitting there like, what the fuck is wrong with you two? And I'm like, this is why you
literally
can't put
everything.
I was like, this is why you can't put both of us in the exact same room, because me and Zach are legit best friends, and we sit there and we do so many horrible things together. It's ridiculous. Like the one time, like we came up with a joke about onion water, and like it's so hard to explain, and that is specific nuance.
So this is how we get our end content.
We just children.
But yes, the ROC is using meth. The ROC is using
the educational system in this country is fucked
blood because it won't show up in their system.
Matthew, to be fair, they're children from West Virginia, so it's fine.
Oh, we've learned so much.